welcome to abcrafty Live. I'm Daniela, and today we are doing some bedazzling stuff. So I decided to just hop on for a live. I know I said I was going to do every other Sunday, so the plan for the next live will be next Sunday. But I had some time today, and I've been putting this off for a while. I don't know why, but I've been wanting to bedazzle a bunch of new electronics that I got. And I recently just got some new bedazzling kits and all sorts of rhinestones and everything. So I am excited to do these. So I've got a few things here. So as far as bedazzling kits, these are all actually from the same brand. So these are all Worth of Best products. So like WORTH of Best, like Worth of Best is the brand. So worthofbest.com is where you can get like their bulk rhinestones. So that's where these are from. And then this is a kit that I got on Amazon. So what's funny is actually this one I bought myself. So this is one that when I wanted to get into bedazzling not that long ago again, I bought some of their kits, and then I ended up reaching out to them once I got like their contact info and everything to start partnering with them. And so then they were kind enough to send me all of these guys, which I was so stinking excited about. So because I am partnering with them, that means you guys get to benefit. So you can use code abcrafty, as always, it's always code abcrafty, on their site for 10% off of your purchase. So if that's something you want to get into, check them out. I've also listed this guy, which is just like all clear of different sizes. So this one is, they sell on Amazon. These bulk ones are on their site. Everything is linked in the description, as always. And then what we are bedazzling today is some fun goodies that I've gotten over the last couple months. So the first is some JLab earbuds. So they're like the over ear ones, and I use them for when I'm at ceramics because the over ears. So like, it's actually really funny. Like I get super sweaty at ceramics. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like because I'm super stressed, and I don't know, because like I'm obviously just sitting there. I don't know, maybe like centering like takes a lot of physical effort. I don't know. But yeah, so I ended up getting sweaty, and so I've discovered like the over ear headphones are super helpful for that. Like I don't want the actual like headset because that can fall off, but the ones that like hook around the ears, like these guys, are super helpful for that. Because I found like the ones that are just the buds themselves tend to fall out. I don't know, just my preference. So I like these guys. These are good, and they're noise canceling as well. So that's nice. These guys for that. And then I will zoom out when we get to this guy. But this is, I think the brand is called Edifier, but it is a massive speaker, Bluetooth speaker. It's actually really fun. It like kind of has like a squishy texture, which I wasn't expecting, which is going to be super interesting to like bedazzle that because it is like a soft, smooth texture. But I thought it would be super cute to just like have all of these sparkly fun things. Like how cute would that be if this whole thing is completely sparkled? But again, when we get to that, I will zoom out so y'all can see the big thing. And then this one is TBD. So I am debating whether I can and want to bedazzle this guy. So this I am very excited about as far as lives are concerned because it is a webcam. And so my thought is I need to figure out, I mean, I keep saying this forever, that I need to figure out how to do like a dual camera situation for live so that y'all can see me, so I can like be like up here at the top of the screen and then y'all can see what I'm doing with my hands down here. So I still need to figure that out. So now that I actually have a webcam here, I will hopefully be able to get that set up. But in the meantime, I will see if we have time to bedazzle this. I don't know how far we'll get. And because there are like these buttons here, like I don't know if these are buttons or not. So that's like what worries me about potentially bedazzling this guy, but we will see. So we might end up saving this one. Either maybe I could like do the front here. That might be cute because I don't think like this is just the clip. So I don't know. We will see. But anyways, so I've got these two JLab products and then the Edifier speaker. So these are all also linked in the description. Everything I always use is always linked in the description. Yeah, so those are those guys. And then the glue, so this ended up coming with the kit, which is great. But for bedazzling lately, I've been using B7000 glue. So if it is a plastic product, non-porous, B7000 seems to be the best one I've used as far as my glue obsession is concerned. For some occasions, I might end up using like the classic Aleene's or Beacon, what is it, like Beacon 3.1 or something is like the new discovery that I found as far as glue. But the reason I love this one, y'all will see it when I start, but it is super tiny and precise. And so that's why I love this guy. So these come in the kits, but I've also linked to a separate one that sells these super precise bottles. I'm trying to like get this back in. It is so tiny. There we go. So I've linked to another Amazon seller that also sells these separately in case you want that. Then other things that came with this kit, I don't know if you can see that, but the clear kit, it came with this little pencil, which is actually what you use to pick up the gems, the rhinestones. And I can't quite figure out if it is just a colored pencil or if it's something completely different and it's just wax, because it is white. So I don't know. If y'all have more info on that, let me know, because I am not 100% sure. It's like this miracle colored pencil thing, but like it feels more waxy than a regular colored pencil. So this is pretty cool, because instead, if you guys do diamond painting, and you know my full obsession with diamond painting, they come with like the little wax bits that you like dip into and continue going, but this is like, it's just the colored pencil and it does it for you. So super interesting. So I haven't yet done a diamond painting with this guy, but I feel like I might end up just switching to using this, so you don't have to like re-dip into the wax, because you're doing the same exact thing. Like that's really what bedazzling is that you're just creating your own design and you have to lay down the glue yourself, but you get to control where everything goes. So same concept as far as just like dipping in and then picking up and placing it where you want it. So yeah. Then the kit also came with this little set of tweezers if we need that for whatever reason. I always end up forgetting that I have tweezers to work with. And so I never end up remembering that I have them. But so I realized I am working on my glass board studio glass mat, and I went and grabbed this because I completely forgot that this is like the most helpful thing in the world. Here, let me move this out of the way because this is a magnet. So this board right here is magnetic. Ooh, there's a gem on it from last time I was bedazzling, so that's fun. Let's move that guy out of the way. Yeah, that's so funny. That was from, if y'all saw the short of me bedazzling my CeraVe face wash, that was from that one. But this is super cool because you see it has like the lines already built in. So you can just like pour all the gems into this and then it just sticks. So it is a magnet. So like I'm pulling on it and it's not moving. I mean, you all can see the table shaking, but yeah, so that's super cool. So we're going to use this guy on my board here. And I will try and keep it somewhat here. We can put it right there for now. And yes, I think we've got all of our supplies. As y'all join in, say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from, what you're up to this weekend. Otherwise, it's just me hanging out, talking to myself. So I love when y'all chime in and chat with me. Because yeah, the plan today is just hanging out and doing the bedazzling stuff that I had planned. Yeah, so again, otherwise it's just me rambling on if y'all don't chat in. So I figured we would get started with these earbuds because I have been dying to get this one done. Hey, Mike. Hi, Mikey. Yeah, HD Sniper is my husband, Mike, so thanks for that wave. Yeah, so figured we would get started with this guy because also, so I didn't show what colors I actually got from Worth of Best. So we have got the colors I requested, of course, were magenta and pink. Hey, Eddie, welcome, welcome. So of course had to go magenta and pink. And what? Reasonable. My husband is a migrant? What do you mean? Do explain. Do explain. Then I wanted some yellow ones, and this one was my bad because as you can see, these are way more gold. So I have asked them for like more of a yellow because that was my mistake. I was hoping for like a very good yellow color, but these came out gold, but totally fine. We will use them for something else. Then black, so just straight black, because of course, favorite color combination is the black and pink. And then this set is by far the coolest thing I have ever seen. So I posted it in the description, and I'm going to mispronounce it. I want to say it's like vitrail medi or something. I have never heard that phrase before in my life. But that seems to be what they are calling this color. And as you can see, it is like a pink to yellowish, almost green, sort of like a chameleon effect. And it is the coolest stinking thing I have ever seen in my life. And I laid them down next to these pink ones, and it's basically the same thing. So like the pink is the same as this pink, but then if you look at it from a certain angle, it color shifts into the yellows and greens. So I'm at the point of like, I don't see me ever using these pink ones now that I have these, and I feel bad because I'm like, well, I asked for the pink ones, but these are just like the coolest thing. It's like those plus the extra benefit of like the color changing effect. So yeah, this is now what I will be using. My original plan was using these magenta guys, but no, now that I have these, we are going to use these color shifting ones because they are the coolest darn things. So I'm going to set these other colors aside. I'm going to move my silver ones over, and then we can open these guys up. And for reference, these are teeny tiny ones. So, I mean, I have small hands to begin with, but these are the 2mm ones. So they are super small. I intended to get the 3mm ones so that it would be faster to complete these, but I think they misread my message, and so they accidentally sent the 2mm ones. But it's fine. We will make do. It will just take a little bit longer than initially planned. So to start things off, I am going to pour some small amount into my little container thing. And then what I like to do is give this a shake. I'm gonna like plug this with my finger because I've definitely had moments where I like spill them everywhere. So plugging that with my finger and then giving this a shake to just kind of, actually we're gonna, I'm just gonna let them fall out if they fall out. Okay, so giving them a shake allows them to spread out some, and so they're more easily accessible. I'm going to pour those back. Of course, it is inevitable that I spill them everywhere as well. Go figure. I mean, as you saw, as we started, like there was one stuck under this, so unsurprising. And like, that's what's crazy. Like even here, you can see the like green gold. Here, maybe if we could do a close up and like show you how crazy this color shifting is. I feel like it's showing very green. Oh, there we go. There's the pink. So how crazy is that? You can see like all the different colors. So it goes like pink to orange. And as you look, as I turn it, it like shifts to that green. It is the coolest. And like even from this angle, it like goes to clear. It is just the coolest stinking thing to me. And these are so tiny that they are spilling everywhere. I have not worked with this tiny of gems before. So this is new to me. And let's try and get all these guys. So as far as design is concerned, I was thinking about this late last night because that's what I do instead of sleeping, is I just stay up thinking about designs for stuff. So my thought, I originally thought I was going to cover the entire thing. I was like, you know what? Why don't we try something first? Like do a design, and then if I don't like it, then we can cover the entire thing. But my plan is to try and do a spiral around the top of it. And I figured we could see how that looks. Hey, Lobo, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna grab a sip of water before we get started. So let's open our glue. Oh, by the way, these are glass rhinestones. So that's something I've learned as far as bedazzling and like getting into bedazzling again. Is now there are resin rhinestones and glass rhinestones. The benefit of resin rhinestones is they are, of course, cheaper. The glass rhinestones, however, will be more expensive, but like not like crazy more expensive, just like slightly more expensive. But the benefit of the glass ones is they're like water resistant and the color won't fade because they're glass. So that's something to consider when deciding which to get. These are all glass. They have the same colors in the glass versions as the resin ones. It's just like matter of preference. Like if it doesn't matter. So like for this speaker, like it's going, like in theory, I could do this one as well as resin. Like I wouldn't have an issue doing these as resin. Cause like they're not gonna get wet. They're not seeing the sun all that much, so they're not gonna fade. So that would be totally fine for this one. I just happen to have the glass ones, so something to consider. But to start, I think I'm gonna do like little by little here, so I don't go crazy and we can make adjustments. But I'm gonna start by finding the middle, sort of, and let's hope that this is, yes, there we go. I was gonna say, hopefully the little bit that sticks into it is clearing it out. Okay, this is not precise at all. Oh my goodness. It's fine. It's fine. We will make do. But like, look at how fine of a line this thing makes. And that is what I love about this glue. So if you're buying the B7000 glue separately, make sure to get the one that has this like super precision top, because they have them just like how E6000 glue is sold with like the big like point to it. Yeah, so go with the small one because it is super precise. 10 out of 10, recommend that. And I'm already getting glue everywhere. Okay, so picking this up, like how crazy is that? Like it feels like a colored pencil, but you can see it picked it up, no problem. And now with my shaky hands, we will see how well we do. And this is why I like to spread them out on that little tray. Whoops. Because it makes it super easy to pick them up, because chances are most of them are at least facing the right way, making it very easy to grab and get moving on them. I can already tell this is gonna be like a lopsided spiral, but it's fine. It will just give it some whimsy. And unfortunately, like my line did get a little swirly there, so we will see how much the glue shows up behind it. I suspect that it's going to be showing up, which is kind of a bummer, but we will see. More reason for the precision tip on the glue. And I'm gonna move them to like cover up that glue a little bit more. And because of the type of glue that it is, whoops, see that has like some color pencil on it. So I'm just gonna ditch that one. I can try wiping that off later, but that is something that happens. Just like with diamond paintings, like sometimes you get the wax on it and I don't feel like dealing with it. So I'll just get rid of that one, wipe it off later. I am going to wipe that off. So what I was saying about the glue is it stays super tacky for a while. And I think it's like one of the types of glues that takes about 48 hours to set completely. So you have a fair amount of time to work with it. This one again, I just got a good chunk of the stuff on, but I wiped it off. So we are good. I will leave that one there. But can you see how it's already coming along? Oh, I absolutely love this color. I am obsessed with it. And now I'm thinking already ahead to the, ooh, I got double on that one. Thinking ahead to the speaker here. Because it's like, honestly, I want it covered completely in this stuff, but these rhinestones are so stinking tiny. So it would take absolutely forever. So that's something to consider. And that's something to consider as well with like the different sizes stones you get. Like obviously the smaller the stone, the more precise it can be, the more like smooth it looks, but the longer it takes to actually complete a project. And of course you can like combine different stone sizes as well. So that's something to do. I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to do that. Like I did the Lowe's bucket. I think that was actually like my first project that I did getting back into bedazzling. And for that one, I thought I might need to switch to different sizes, but thankfully I didn't have to. Okay, so now we are at the end of that glue. Of course, this has a massive glob on it. I'm gonna grab some trash here, and we will use this, whoops, to apparently hit the camera. But I'm gonna wipe that off onto that little bit of trash. And then we are going to add a little bit more of this. Maybe if I turn it, we can get more of a curve. I'm trying to go wider and wider as we go. So we will start with that. Because I have a feeling if I do the whole spiral, like I'm gonna end up bumping it, I'm gonna end up smearing it everywhere. So I am just gonna do little by little and move this along. But you can of course do like whatever design you want. I think that's what's so fun about bedazzling in general, especially after doing so many diamond paintings. It's like, I mean, you basically treat it like a mosaic, you know, and just piece it, or like pixel drawings. So piecing it together, like one pixel at a time. So I would like to get to the point where I have a crap ton of colors and can just do my own fancy designs and like plan them out and stuff. But for now, I'm just pretty much covering them completely. Like this is the first project I've done that's just a design on it. Because so far I have just covered stuff entirely. And I mean, that's my plan for the speaker anyways as well. Because I like the idea of just having something completely covered in rhinestones and making it nice and sparkly. And then something I still need to test out is, whoops, doing fabric. So the classic bedazzling and going back into the world of bedazzling fabric. And I got a hot fix kit. So that is like what bedazzling fabric is nowadays. So if y'all happen to also be 90s kids and 80s kids, you remember the bedazzler itself. And it was like a whole device. Let me wipe this glue off again so we can lay down another line. But it was an entire device. Oh, I got glue all over the glue. That basically looked like a giant stapler, honestly. And I'm getting glue all over myself. It would take these little gem things that had like little, like a claw clasp thing that basically looked like this on the back of it. So you'd have your rhinestone, and then on the back it had prongs sticking out. And so what the bedazzler would do would push that into the fabric and then smush those prongs on the back of the fabric to set it in place. And so like that was the old way of bedazzling, and it was like super uncomfortable. Like it obviously looked really cool on the front, but on the back you had these like super stabby metal prongs on all your clothes, and that wasn't super fun. So thankfully technology has changed, and now we have way more materials and things that make bedazzling much easier. Like all of these cool glues, for example, all the fancy glues now that we have for different items. So like this B7000 one, for example, amazing for plastic and hard objects. Then for fabric, one route you can go is glue. And for that, you'd want to use the E6000 glue, because that one adheres to porous material and fabric as well. And think of porous material as like something that can absorb water. So like plastic, this hard plastic, water will bead right off of it. But fabric, water soaks into it. So that would mean that fabric is a porous material. And so for that, you can use E6000, and then non-porous materials, you use B7000. But then, if you don't want to use glue, we now have what's called hot fix bedazzling and hot fix rhinestones. And so like that is what I view as like modern day bedazzling fabric. And so instead of having these rhinestones, I mean, you can't even tell because it's so small, but there is nothing on the back of it. And so what these are called are flat back rhinestones. And that's all it is. It's just flat on the back with nothing adhered to it. But hot fix rhinestones, like temperature hot, fix, like repair. So hot fix rhinestones have a different material on the back of them that is like heat activated. And that is what adheres to the fabric. So what you can do is lay down all of your rhinestones, and then you'll typically, it'll like a kit will come with a tool. So if you like look for hot fix tools, that's what you'll find. And it's specifically, like it basically looks like a heat tool, like a wood burning tool. I guess a heat tool in my mind is something completely different. But a wood burning tool is what it looks like. And it has a little section on the end that has like a little cavity to it. So it's a like concave end to it that would fit around the rhinestone and like push it into place and provide heat all around the stone so that it melts that backing of the hot fix rhinestone and sets it in place. And then it comes with like different sizes. So since rhinestones come in different sizes, so like these are 2mm, the standard size is generally 3mm. So I mean like that's this kit, for example, has all different sizes in it. So you can see it has like the 2mm, 3mm, and then 4, 5, and I think 6. So it has like all different sizes in it. But like generally standard size of rhinestones is 3mm. These guys are just teeny tiny. So it'll come with a different attachment for all of the different stones. So it doesn't matter like what size stone you use, it'll have the attachment for all of them in a kit. And like if you just get a heat tool separately or like a hot fix tool separately, it'll come with all those different attachments. So you can use them for any size gem. Ooh. But yeah, so that's like modern day bedazzling, and like that's how people now bedazzle their fabric items. And like you don't even need a hot fix tool as well. You could also just use like an iron, honestly. Another option, heat press. So positives and negatives to that. You can lay everything down all at once rather than doing a single gem at a time and like heating and pressing and heating and pressing. Or I guess like laying out, pressing for every single individual gem. You can instead just lay out all of the gems and then cover it in a protective sheet, so like parchment paper or a Teflon sheet, and then press it all at once. So that can potentially save time if you are confident in your placement and make sure to not move anything around. So that is another option. Oh my gosh, I'm loving how this is coming out. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, next one. Lay down our next spiral section if the glue comes out. There we go. I'm gonna keep turning this, making a bigger and bigger spiral. Something I might do is like thicken it. That's something I could do. Okay, I don't love that, so I'm actually gonna wipe this off. And do as I say, not as I do. You don't wanna be touching this glue. And work in a well-ventilated area, etc., etc. Take normal safety precautions. As always, the stuff is generally pretty flammable as well, so that's something to consider. But I'm gonna take this to back here. It looks like is where we will end on that spiral, because that is where it bends over. So like if I open it, that is our, ooh, let me not squeeze glue everywhere. So if I open it, see, I can't go further than that, otherwise a gem is gonna get stuck. So that's something to keep in mind when bedazzling stuff, is make sure whatever it is, you can still open, close, use whatever buttons are necessary. But what I'm thinking is like maybe I'll do like a second layer so it like thickens that up. That might look super freaking cool. So let's adjust this guy. And like I said, the kit does come with little tweezers to move stuff around. So that's something else, is you can use tweezers. You know what? Let's try it. I haven't actually tried using tweezers, but my shaky hand, I feel like this is way more difficult. Yeah, nope. I just flattened that out. So no, thank you. Already giving up on that. But know that that is an option. Not my preference. Like I said, I feel like for bedazzling, I am going to end up switching to using this guy. Or not bedazzling, I mean for diamond painting. And like, I don't know why diamond painting doesn't just use this like waxy pencil. Because then you don't have to dip it in wax each time. Well, not each time, but frequently. You don't have to re-dip if you run out. Place here. Spilling gems. I just pick those up off the table. No problem. And just keep moving this around. And again, with B7000 glue, it's generally, I was thinking B7, yeah, E6000 glue. So I'm not using the E6000 right now, but that one is generally considered waterproof. I think B7000 is like water resistant. So let's keep moving. Ooh, double gem on that one. And keep turning and going. I'm trying to squeeze them together as close as possible. I'm trying to think, like, how long, I wonder, do I take? I never really timed myself for my other projects. So, like, I just posted a short today, this morning, on me doing a bedazzling of one of my little glitter eyeshadows. Like, the top of a glitter eyeshadow. Because I was like, obviously, like, needs more glitter. Naturally. And I gotta say, like, I absolutely love how it came out. It was so cool. And like, why are things not always just covered in sparkles? But now you can just make everything covered in sparkles and you get to choose the color you want anyways. So there's a benefit to that. But yeah, that one came out really cool. I feel like that one was pretty quick. Because that one was also, like, the top was basically just squares and rectangles. So everything was in a nice row and made it super easy. But like I said, this one is the first design that I've done. Whoops, let's pick that one up again. Move that over. Trying to make sure that they're nice curve to them. And let's finish this row up and see how we like it. And I want to make sure we still have time for at least, I mean, I know there was no way I was going to finish the speaker, but I do want to start it. So that is something to consider, is how I want to go about that. So there is our final gem for this spiral. But yeah, I feel like I want to add more to it and like go around. I think that would look really cool. So let's try that. I do want to try it. Okay, let's bring this around. So I'm going to add some here, and I'm going to start small. Whoops, as I do that and get stuff everywhere. What can I use? Okay, I do have this. I'm just looking at what's around my table. Let's use a pipette. This was from the live last weekend from the candle making kits, and for some reason it came with pipettes, and so I still have them on my table. So we are going to use that to clean that up. Maybe I'll even use this. Actually, this might be better because it'll scratch it off. Get some of that glue off. Because I want it a little more narrow. Okay, that's probably good. Because I want it to go wider and wider as we go out. So I'm going to keep this as rows of 2 for now. Like that. And then we got a nice glob of glue that I now have to spread out. There we go. We are covering the logo. But I like working in chunks. That's something I've discovered, is rather than laying down all the glue all at once, I found I prefer working, I'm gonna jam one right in there. I like working in sections because then I can control it a little bit better. The glue does take a while to dry, so it'll be super tacky for quite a while. But I don't want to do like the entire section. Like I don't want to take like 30 minutes because then it'll definitely be less tacky after like 30 minutes. It's not going to be completely dry, but it might be a little more frustrating, you know? Okay, expanding to 3 here. Just kind of making it up as we go along. Ooh, something else I just realized may have been helpful is using my tattoo printer. That may have been super helpful because then I could have laid down lines or even doing a stencil of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, so like either doing a tattoo stencil, I think that would have stuck to this. I'm trying to remember what the company told me, but I think that does stick to like plastics and glass. So that would have been smart. So maybe I'll have to do that for another project, is print off a stencil. And that would make it super easy to then just fill it in with all the gems rather than eyeballing it, which I am not the best at. Especially like drawing circles and stuff. Which is also, I think, my motivation for filling this all in. Because I feel like it'll fix some of those imperfections and be less noticeable. Make sure they're all laying flat. And getting glue. What are you at? Ooh, double. That's fun. I guess that's the advantage of diamond painting as well, is that you can do multiple at a time. So I guess that's something I didn't really think about, is like for diamond painting, I generally am not placing one gem at a time. I'm placing like 6 at a time. So I guess for that, I wouldn't end up using this colored pencil thing. But for like stickers that I love to do, and like coasters and all of those that aren't straight lines, I think using this would be a lot easier. But that is something, like you just bust out your diamond painting stuff if you're working in rows and big sections. And then you can just lay down multiple all at once. Okay, I'm gonna widen this up a little bit. I'm gonna do it slow, see how I like that. See if we can fit 4 here, even. No, I'm actually gonna give this a shake. Oh, this is stuck. So, magnet, keeping this on the table. These are spilling everywhere. I think I also forgot to mention, so, oh wait, those are clear. I think those fell out of the other kit. Whoops, let's move the clear ones to the side. But I forgot to mention that there's also, the board is linked. So the glass magnetic board that I use is also linked in the description. That one that I just placed is either clear or a dud. So I'm gonna move that one away. I think that one was more of a dud than anything. It wasn't very colorful. But yes, the mat is linked in the description as well. Because I've grown to absolutely love this thing. And like super easy to clean. Like I wiped all the wax off of it from last week's live. And that made it super easy. Okay, there's 3. I think we can try and fit the 4 into this row to make it a little bit wider. There we go. Ooh, there's glue all over this. See, I guess that's the problem as well. Sometimes is like when it gets super tacky, it just kind of goes everywhere. So that is another, I'm just gonna move that one off. So that is another reason to work in sections. Move this over. And next row. And keep chugging along here. Yeah, I'm really liking how that's looking. That's coming out nice. Love it. And add more. The thing is, I now need to think of like, how can I speed up this process? You know? I mean, one way for sure, like the easiest way is to use bigger gems. That's definitely one way to do it. Honestly, I wish I was using the 3mm ones. That was my original plan, but we have the 2mm guys, so got to make do. But I just love doing this. Just like with diamond painting stuff, super meditative. That's so nice. As long as I don't get glue absolutely everywhere. Get this going. And I will say, I am very excited that, so I live here in Nashville, and today is absolutely gorgeous out. So I am very much looking forward to that. Spending some time outside today. I'll have to figure out how I can set up like outside, so we have a screened-in porch. I'll have to do a live at some point on the screened-in porch, because that would be nice. You can just hang out there instead. Instead of crammed into my craft room, where it is very warm. I am super pumped. It is like, I think it said the high was like 86 or something, which is absolutely insane, because last week it snowed. So go figure. The crazy weather here. I don't even know what to do, though. I think I honestly will just like find some other craft and hang out with my pup on the screened-in porch. And just hang out, have a beverage, just chill. We're looking good. I feel like it's looking very Yellow Brick Road-esque. Except like pink, green, yellow, orange brick road. Add in more glue as we go. Covering this whole section up. Might widen it a little bit more again. There we go. And keep going. And now I'm at the point of bedazzling just like everything in my house. It's like, honestly, anything is not safe, you know? I'm just like, anytime I'm looking around, I'm like, you know what? I could probably cover that in gems. That would look so fun, covered in gems. And that's my problem now. Because like we also went to a Predators game like 2 weeks ago, probably. It was Predators Bruins game here in Nashville. This one's flipped over and covered in glue, so I'm gonna sacrifice that one to the side. So there, people had worn some bedazzled jerseys, and it seemed like they did them themselves, and they looked so frickin' good. And then we were checking out the store there because I wanted to get some Preds stuff because I don't actually have Predators stuff. So like if we go to just a Preds game rather than a Bruins Predators game, like I want to have Preds stuff to wear, you know, support the local team. And they had bedazzled, well, this one's covered in glue, but they had bedazzled jerseys in the shop. And that was so freaking cool. But they were like, I want to say $400 or something. It may have been less than that. It may have been, that doesn't make sense. I think it was $200. I know they were doing like a 50% off sale, which was just batshit crazy. But so that's, I think, where I'm getting the $400 from. But I think it was actually 200 something. And so it was going to be like 100 something. And my willingness to pay for a jersey is like $50. So didn't end up doing that. But I thought it was so cool that they had bedazzled stuff. But honestly, theirs were not as good as the ones that people had made themselves. So I am now on a mission to find a Preds jersey from like TJ Maxx or something and then bedazzle that. And then that I'll probably do with the hot fix bedazzling stuff. So that is a project in the back of my mind that I really want to do. But I need to go on the hunt for a cheap Preds jersey. Because again, my willingness to spend on a jersey is not high. But it was really cool. I got a sweatshirt, so that was fun. And that sweatshirt was like $30, which was crazy. They were doing like they tend to do themed nights here. And so this one happened to be like women's night. And for that, they did 50% off all of women's products in the shop, which is crazy. Every single women's product was 50% off. And unfortunately, the only thing I loved was the sweatshirt. Otherwise, I would have gone absolutely crazy. There are a few men's products that I really liked because they were like unisex products pretty much, but those weren't on sale, so womp. And then the bedazzled jersey was just so freaking much money. Like that was crazy to me. I'm not, like, it's $200 normally, so, or it was like 200, it wasn't even 200, it was like 250 or something, so I'm not going to spend 250 on a jersey, and then I'm still not going to spend 125 on a jersey, even if it is half off, so. I will be on the hunt for a cheap Preds jersey, and the key I found is to check the kids section and just find like an extra large kids jersey because they are always cheaper. And that's what I did with the Bruins jerseys, is I got some just huge kids ones. And that is the way to go because they are significantly cheaper. Okay, getting somewhere here. Super globby glue. Just spreading that out. I realized I made this like super wide, probably faster than I would have liked. So we can just keep it this width for a while. I think I kind of skipped the row of 5 because we were doing the row of 4 for a while. And now we're already at row of 7. Whoops. See, I think this is where it would help to have a stencil and just working off of a stencil. That would be the way to go, I think, for future designs, since I am clearly not the best at eyeballing these. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave those to the side. They have glue on them. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit more precise so that they're more in a row as I go. Because that's something I found I am not the best at, is I want to try and keep them in straight lines because I found that tends to look neater overall when doing any kind of bedazzling project that I just lost track of that. So like right now I'm going down like that in a straight line, and I find that that makes it look a little bit tidier. Oops, let's flip that guy over. Those are just gonna go there for now. Not gonna bother moving them. Those will just be the next ones for the next rows. Chugging along. And like I said, I am just absolutely in love with this color of gem. And again, I have no idea how the heck it's pronounced. It's like vitrol, medi. I have no idea. I had never heard of it. I even tried Googling it and couldn't figure out what the heck that was. So I don't know if it's like a color, a place, a style, a person, a concept. Like, I don't know. But I like the color of these gems. And that's what they've called them. But they're so pretty. The like chameleon shift color. So stinking cool. And of course, something I just thought of is like doing the other side of this in black. Oh, that would be so cool, but we will save that for another day. I will have to put a hold on that thought and think about that for a little bit longer. Because I do at least want to get started on the speaker. That's the word for that thing. The noise makey thing that you plug into the stuff. Yeah, the speaker. I do want to at least start that so y'all can see how I begin that. But I know that one was going to be like a huge project anyways, so. Okay, now we have to make this curve around. So I am going to add a few extras here. And I will fill in that space if I can pick that guy up. Let's move that over. There we go. And then add another one to fill that little space. There. Now I can keep moving this along. I think I just forget just how long things take me. But to be fair, my original plan was not to make this a thick spiral. So I thought it was going to be one and done. But then I didn't love how that looked. So whoopsie-doopsies. I am keeping an eye on time though, because I am also getting hungry. Is that a clear one? No. It just looked clear from an angle. That is what's so crazy with these. Completely different colors from different angles. It's so stinking neat. Okay, fill in this section. There we go. I might pause at some point with this one so that we can move over. So I might finish up this section because it's gonna take me a while since I'm doing even thicker and thicker rows here. And then we can move on to the speaker and see how we get started on that one. And then I can post these at a later time for how they look all finished up. And I keep wiping off the colored pencil every now and then because I keep getting, you can see it dipping into the glue sometimes. And I did like a pretty thick layer of glue on that. You do not need that much glue that I just put on. That was aggressive, not intentional. There we go. And then y'all can also see how neat this little container is because it has a little spout on the side. Oops, put this guy upside down. That's gonna be covered in glue, so we are gonna ditch that one, and I accidentally ditched one of the others as well. Whoops. So let's put that guy there. And continue in this row. Just making sure everyone's flat. And move this guy up, move this guy up. But yeah, this container has the little opening, which makes it super easy to pour everything out. I absolutely love this thing. And what's so nice, because it's magnetic, it like stays there, you know? So if you bump it, which I am obviously very prone to doing, they don't spill absolutely everywhere. I know I have plenty of videos. I think doing the stickers, like the diamond painting stickers, there's so many shots of me just spilling, like accidentally tapping it and just gems flying everywhere. So you can take a look at those. Look back at the diamond painting videos. I think it's like the Marvel sticker diamond paintings. Yeah, there are a few shots within those of me accidentally smacking gems everywhere. And yes, there are gems all over my house at all times. And Mike tends to not wear socks sometimes, and so he'll end up stepping on them. And then there are just gems on the bottom of his feet, and that happened like just this past week. There was like a pink gem on the bottom of his foot. And what's funny is I have to think back to like what the last project was that I used that color of gem. And I'm like, wow, that was like from 6 months ago. Like, it's funny. But yeah, and like in my couch as well, for sure. Our living room couch has plenty of diamond painting gems because I'll work on diamond painting sometimes while watching TV and stuff. So that's the world I live in. Gems everywhere, glitter everywhere. Story of my life. But I think we'll finish up this little section here and then at least get started on the speaker because I am really excited about that one as well. And I will finish these guys up probably off camera unless y'all vote that you want me to continue this on another live, but otherwise I figured I would just do it off camera and then show you all the results of them. So I'm gonna put my last little gem there. There we go. So here is how we are looking. And then my plan is just to fill in the rest of this all over here and curve it around and finish that up. So it'll have this whole section filled with gems, and then that one will be all done. But that is that color of gem. I absolutely love that. But like I said, I want to move on to the speaker so we can at least get started on that guy. And so let's clean these guys up. I'm moving all these little bits around. I am actually going to close this for now, so that doesn't get too gooey, too dried up. And so the way this guy works, I absolutely love that it comes with this little metal piece that slides in to keep the glue clean. Because unlike for like super glue and stuff, you know, like it's a one and done deal, but thankfully that comes with that little insert, so it keeps the actual barrel of the glue clean. Okay, and this is what I love. Okay, so magnetic thing, there are some gems behind it, so I'm gonna just double check that that is the same color. Yes, it is. How cool is this? It has a little opening there, so you can just pour them all in and spill them all over your table if you're me still. So, but like 90% of them go in. And if you aren't me, they will probably all go in. But classic me, they're still gonna get spilled everywhere. And there are some in my lap. There are some off to the side. There we go. Whoops. Come on, last little guy. Actually, I have to double check that they're still the same color. Because they look clearer to one side, and I know we had some clear ones over here that escaped, so. Okay, so I'm gonna move this aside. I think we're gonna need to do a camera shift, so warning for shaky camera right now. There we go. Okay, now y'all can see what I am working on. Okay, so here is the new speaker that I got. Let me move that. So this is the Edifier speaker, And I mentioned at the beginning, but this is like squishy and soft. So this will be super interesting to see how this gets bedazzled. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that the gems will stick to it. But yeah, fingers crossed. And so the tricky part about this one as well is because it has all of the buttons. So I have to think through, like, we want to make sure that we're not too close to the buttons and so that it's like uncomfortable to press. And then same thing here. Here's like the indicator light and additional lights. So we want to make sure we go around those as well. But this guy is double-sided. So my plan is to go all around the edge. And we might start with that. I might just start with going around the edge because that's like the front of it and like the prettiest probably, what everyone's gonna see other than the top. But we have it on both sides in theory, but we will start with the front. But you can see speaker is on both sides and all the way around. And my plan for this guy is to use just these guys. So pretty and clear, just give it some nice sparkle and shine. Hey, Kara, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So this kit comes with a bunch of different colors, by different colors, different sizes, my goodness. So these are those 2mm ones that we just used. I am not gonna use those for this giant project. So we have different options. So we do have the 3mm guys. So that is like the normal standard, I would say, of bedazzling gems. And so if we try this out, like that is how it would look. Y'all cannot see that, and I just dropped it. Let me put that back into focus. Let's push this forward without spilling everything. So in theory, we could put two, like 1 and 2, on top of each other there. So 2 gems of that size would fit, or we can size up and look at, I'm trying to see, I think it's over here. Here's the next size up. And do those on the front. Could even go bigger. So this one honestly actually might be a project where I use multiple gem sizes. Because I kind of like the size of that one. The 4mm. But let's see if we go even bigger. Is that bigger than this one? Where did that one go? Here. Let me just double check that that is bigger. Yes, that's definitely a bigger gem. So how does that look on the front? Let's see. Woo! So if I can grab it. That's a little more clunky. It's like wrapping around it. So I don't know how well that would look because it's kind of like this is curved here. So that is a little bit big. So I think I'm gonna go with this guy, which I believe is the 4mm one. So let's see how many I can get into here. So I do want to use my little container because it makes it a lot easier to pick up versus like in here. So I'm going to do it this super fancy way of me just sticking it to my fingers and dumping a bunch of them out into this. Very efficient. I think that works. This is fine. Just double checking that I'm like grabbing the right size. Yes. Okay, cool. Like, I don't know a better way to do this because they're all going to spill out, you know? So we're just going to move a bunch bit by bit here into this. We would do 2 fingers at a time. We can get more. But I definitely prefer to use a little tray because it makes it much easier to pick them up and like have them all facing the correct way versus taking them out of this container. They're all different directions. So it can be a pain in the butt. Honestly, I haven't even tried. I haven't bothered trying. So I would rather just use this. And I like to just grab as many as I can because it's easier for me to just dump them back in. Though don't count what we just did. Like my inability to get them all in. For me, it's like easier to just grab a bunch and then attempt to get them all back into the container after the fact. So now we give it the little shake to spread them out. And this one's interesting because this is like built for a 3mm gem, which again is like the standard size gem for also like diamond painting as well. So it's kind of funny that this is so much bigger, but we still have most of them facing up, so still a little bit easier to work with. I'm gonna grab some water here. While we flip these over. Okay. So, like I said, my plan is to do the top of this, or I guess the front of this, all around here. And we will start with that. And I'm realizing I might want to do it like this. I wonder if I can put something under this. And so we can have it at an angle. Trying to think, again, what do I have around me that I can, I mean, honestly... No, that's not gonna work. You know what? Here, let's try the candle. So this was the finished candle from last live, right here. This is how it turned out. Let's try that. Nope, it's not gonna work either. Everything's too slippery. Do I have like a piece of paper, honestly? Okay, let's just do a crumble up piece of paper and see if that works. Hopefully that will give us the leverage that we need. Perfect! There we go. Problem solved. Okay, let's move this here. Move this so y'all can see it a little bit better. Move that forward. And move this to the side. There. And we'll go bit by bit here. Just as before. So this one's interesting because we're using bigger gems, and honestly, this is the first time we're using gems that are bigger than 3mm. So this being a super precise glue is not as important. So what I'm gonna do is just put some around the corner here, still working in sections. And then we can just get started. So I'm gonna start in the corner here because I want the corners to be more precise. There we go. And then we'll go along the top here. And my goal is to try to keep everything as straight and aligned as possible so it doesn't look wonky. Again, I'm trying to like use the bottom line here as a guide and have the bottom bits touch that. But again, like it's soft. This is so weird. It's like sliding around everywhere. So this might actually benefit from the glue being a little bit tackier. Yeah, honestly, that might be better if it's tackier. So I'm actually gonna lay a whole line of glue down. Also, because these are bigger, it's gonna go so much faster. So I'm gonna lay a line of glue across the top. I know y'all won't be able to see the rest of it, but I am just laying it all along the top edge. And so that it can get tacky while we wait, because I think that is going to help us in the end, because it is such a soft material and these things are sliding around. And that is not something I anticipated. So we are modifying as we go. Last time it was like work in sections. This is lay all the glue down first. Okay. So we will, actually that was our new glue. So I'm gonna put this over here. I don't know if y'all can see that, like the springiness of it. Like as I push it, it's just like boing, boing. It's all squishy. And again, oh, this will probably be better if I look at from this side. The phone is right in front of my face filming, so it makes it tricky for me to see precisely what I am looking at. Whoops, drop that one, gone forever. And put that one along here. That was a big glob of glue. I'm gonna try and see if I can Spread that out. I'm gonna put a new one there. Whoops. There are some, well, those are just gonna be stuck to my finger. It's fine. There's a glob there that I didn't love. So I moved those out of the way. So I can put a new one that will scoop that glob up. Ah! See, this is why I don't lay down glue all at once. Do y'all see that on my pinky? It's because I get glue everywhere else. And my hand is just gonna dip into it. And I'm like getting all the glue off of myself. Thankfully it just rolls off, which is nice. I feel like that's similar to the beacon glue. I think that's just like the trait of epoxy-based glues. That's just what they do, is they roll off nicely. So that's at least helpful for cleanup and stuff. But that is funny. This is why, because like I'm pretty sure I'm hitting this. Y'all would see it better than I would. I am not aware at all. I just feel the glue after the fact. Well, that one was way over. So I'm actually gonna grab our little tweezers for once, because that can get in there, and push that to the side into a better placement. There. Lovely. Whoops. Let's turn that back on. And keep going, lining these guys up down the side. And hopefully these all stick. That is the big question. I am hopeful though, because they're already sticking here. I assume they will stay, but I don't know. I am curious now. Well, that one, those aren't attaching. Let's try this again. Whoops, that was a crap ton of glue. Wiping that off a little bit. Oh, maybe that's where the glue I touched was, because there is like no glue there. Okay. Well, these are on my finger now. We are just gonna roll those off and grab new ones. See, there, that's exactly what's happening. I am touching it and the glue is coming right off. So that plan might not have worked. So we still might need to go bit by bit, but if you are better than I am, I think it helps to have the glue a little bit tacky. If you are more coordinated than me, because these are sliding around like crazy. Because the surface is not completely flat. Okay, now let's go along the top. And then we'll come back to that bottom corner. But yeah, see, it's so much easier when the glue is super tacky for these to stick. But you risk touching the glue and smearing it. And then it'll come right off, so. There are downsides. I gotta say, it is looking pretty stinking cute already though. Like, I am liking this. And y'all can obviously tell, like when I go silent, I'm just like getting into it. I'm like, ah, just keep going, gem, gem, gem. I don't know how exciting it is for y'all to watch or not, though. That's the thing that I don't know. I feel like I can get mesmerized watching other people do this kind of stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, interesting. Okay, so those guys kind of fell off. Look at that. So I'm gonna have to see. I don't know if B7000 is the correct glue here. We might need to switch to E6000. Because it might be absorbing it. So this might be considered a porous material, which means B7000 is not the way we want to go, and we actually want to switch to E6000 glue, which works on porous materials. Another option is I might not be using enough glue. I'm also wondering if, like, because it's a soft material, if there's like some kind of powder coating to it, and that is what is resisting, so the glue is like sticking to the powder instead, because it is like silky smooth. But like other sections aren't doing that, so I don't know. Maybe it's just that one little section. So we will see. Hopefully I don't like finish this whole thing and then come to find out it all just falls right off. So I think what I might do is just do the front of this and then wait the 48 hours for it to cure and then reevaluate and see if we want to keep going that way or we need to switch to a different glue. Because honestly, with bedazzling, the glue is like the most important thing. The only decision you really have to make for the rhinestones themselves is, do you want glass or do you want resin? But the glue is what holds it all together. And you obviously want it to last. So if you use a glue that is not going to stick and all the rhinestones are going to fall off anyways, that's a waste of time. But the good news is it's typically just one of two options. It's like you're either using B7000 or E6000, which also, like, where the heck did B7000 glue come from? Like, all of a sudden, with bedazzling, someone created this B7000 glue concept, and that is the only time and first time I am hearing about this glue. And it looks like the branding of it looks exactly like E6000. Like, that looks exactly like the E6000 label. But it is not its own brand. Meanwhile, E6000 is its own brand. But these are all white labeled products, so like any company can just make the B7000 glue. And it is the weirdest thing. Like, this glue just came out of nowhere and has just taken over the bedazzling world. But it works great for plastic objects, so. Just an interesting concept. Okay, I want to try and slide these out so we get one beautifully in the corner. There we go. Y'all can't see that. There we go. So, got that one in the corner nicely. Now we're going to go along the bottom here. And clearly I have ditched my paper leverage thingy riser. That's what that's called. Paper leverage thingy. The thingy that does the leverage, the riser. So I was using the riser, or a piece of paper as a riser, but ditched that idea, it seems, and opting for just holding it with my other hand. So now we are going to go down along this side. I also wonder, like, would just the front of this look good? Well, that's a mess right there. But, like, my vision was to bedazzle the entire thing. But since we're doing just the front and then testing whether it even holds with the glue, I can also see if I actually like it just like that, or if we actually want to bedazzle the entire thing. I will say, though, that using these bigger gems is quite satisfying. It's completing this much faster. So there's definitely an advantage to the big gems. But it's not as, like, it doesn't fill in as much space, you know? I'm grabbing two on accident here. There we go. And I want to put one nicely in the corner, and then we'll fix the other one so that it fits. Okay. And then we will go, since I am right-handed, I am going to go left to right so that I prevent, as much as possible, getting my hand all up in the glue. I'm also now layering in more glue. So I guess this is where a thicker tip glue might actually be more helpful because it'll lay down more glue all at once. But instead, I'm just doing little swirls as I go to sort of fill in the space and lay down the glue. So I'll go about halfway. And then put this guy nicely in the corner there. And continue down along the bottom edge. Looks good. Dipping my pinky in the glue already. Oh my goodness. Shaky hands are not helping with it. Go figure. And moving along, dropping jams. It's like I get so caught up in putting each gem that I keep having to remind myself to like look up and see how it's coming along. Like, I gotta say, this looks pretty stinking cool already. And I'm keeping this one simple. Keeping this one subtle with the clear. Because I also figured because it's white, or like, it's not really white, it's more of like an off-white or like cream color. I figured the clear gems would look good in contrast with it because it's not that much of a contrast. Because I knew that there would probably be gaps for it. Because like the top, for example, with the buttons, I knew that we would want space around the buttons. So I knew that the cream color would show through. So that's also why I'm not doing like the pink or something. Our last little gem here. Actually might be able to fit another one in. Okay, I'm gonna slide these guys down because we've got a little bit more room there. And there is something to be said about working from either side so that this doesn't happen. And so that they can meet in the middle. And so you know if you have space for another one or not, rather than trying to jam it in at the end here. Okay. Whoop. Okay, we're gonna squeeze these because this is a tight fit here. Make sure those are all lined up nicely. There we go. I think we're looking good here. Okay, let's see if I can do another zoom out. Warning for shaky camera real quick. Okay. Almost have it all. There we go. There we go. So there is our front bedazzled speaker, at least. All done. So like I said, we're going to give this 24, 48 hours to dry completely and see if it all stays on. If not, I'm going to have to redo it with E6000 glue. But so far, I think we're good. I think it was just that one section that for some reason, maybe there was dust on it or something that wasn't sticking. So I am hopeful. So then we get to decide whether we want to bedazzle the rest of it or not. So the original plan was covering the whole thing, but it's whether we like this or cover the whole thing. So TBD for that. But while I put this stuff away, we want to make sure to close our glue. Look at how gross that got. So I like to wipe all of this off. Make sure that is as clean as it can be. Let's move that gem that's dangling off it. And grab its cap and slide that in there. It is finicky. There we go. There is our glue. And while I put all of this away, let's move that over. Sometimes you can like get the glue off of the gems to salvage them because I try to not be wasteful. I know it's kind of like silly for some that it's like, oh my God, you have so many gems. Like who cares? It's fine. But I don't know. I feel like I need to wipe it all off and save every last gem. So that is my little habit. But anyways, here is our finished. Now, see, those are gross. I don't think we can salvage those. Let's grab our container here, spill everything everywhere. Go figure. So here's our container. Let's pour these guys in here. Hopefully they won't go into the wrong section. Some of them did, but it's fine. And like, that's what's inevitable about these bedazzling kits is like, they're gonna get mixed up. That's just what's gonna happen. Like there's no, for some reason there's a red one. Probably I was working with another color, like 2 kits were open and one got in there, and that's why there's a red one there. So just know it's inevitable that all the bedazzling kits are gonna get mixed up. You'll just sort through them later. But okay, so here is our finished, almost finished, at least finished for now, speaker. And then we have our JLab headphones here, almost done. I will need to finish these guys up. And then we didn't get to our webcam, but I still have to think through this guy. But hopefully we will be able to use this guy for future lives. Like that's really what I'm excited about, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. Was hopefully this will be the key to having 2 cameras going at once so y'all can see me while I'm going live. So that's why I'm excited about this guy. But yeah, either way, as always, everything is linked in the description for everything I used, the speakers even, the webcam, the earbuds, the clear bedazzling kit, all of these little gems, the glass board and everything. Everything's linked in the description if you want to get any of the things that I used today. Any coupon codes are also listed there. But yeah, I will finish these guys up off camera and show you guys the finished results. But otherwise, thank you all for joining me today as this like bonus little live that I got to fit in. So I'm happy I was able to fit that in. And I will see you all in the next one, which will hopefully be Sunday of next week, probably 1 p.m. Sunday next week. And yeah, so thanks all. Have a good rest of your weekend. Take care.